Imagine waking up to the sound of ocean waves, or sipping sweet tea under 200-year-old oaks. South Carolina isn't just a vacation destination. It's home to some of the most livable places in America right now. But where exactly are those places? Today, we're counting down the official top 10 best places to live in South Carolina, backed by research, real data, and insights from locals. From charming coastal towns to fast-growing urban hubs, these are spots where Southern hospitality meets real-world opportunity. Number 10. Hilton Head Island. Now, if you think Hilton Head is just a vacation spot, you're only seeing part of the story. Sure, it's famous for those pristine beaches, luxury resorts, and some of the best golf courses on the East Coast. But what you might not realize is that over 38,000 people call this island home year-round. And they're not all retirees. Hilton Head offers a unique balance. It's got that easygoing low-country vibe, but also serious quality of life. Locals enjoy a median household income of around $97,000, one of the highest in South Carolina. And property values reflect that, with median home prices around $699,000. But it's not just about the numbers. It's about lifestyle. Picture this. Over 60 miles of bike trails weaving through moss-draped oaks and quiet lagoons. Restaurants serving up freshly caught shrimp and famous low-country boils. Even during tourist season, locals know the quieter spots, like Fish Hall Beach or hidden creeks in Sea Pines Forest Preserve. Now, full transparency. Hilton Head does come with a cost. Real estate is competitive. And during the summer, the island's population can swell from 40,000 to over 150,000 with visitors. But for many residents, that's a trade-off worth making for the mix of natural beauty, safety, and strong community values. Number 9. Myrtle Beach. Coming in at number 9. Myrtle Beach, the crown jewel of the Grand Strand, and one of the most iconic coastal destinations in the Southeast. Now let's get this out of the way. Yes, Myrtle Beach is a tourist hotspot. Over 20 million visitors come here every year. But look a little closer, and you'll see why more and more people are choosing to live here, not just vacation. Myrtle Beach has undergone a quiet transformation in recent years. It's now one of the fastest-growing metro areas in the United States, with a population that's skyrocketed to over 540,000 in the broader area. And that's no accident. The city offers something rare: a low cost of living with a high quality of life. Here's what makes Myrtle Beach stand out. Affordable housing. The median home price still hovers around $300,000, well below the national average for a coastal city. Retiree magnet. It's consistently ranked as one of the top places to retire in the U.S., thanks to low taxes, mild winters, and access to top health care. Job growth. Tourism is big, sure, but there's also growing opportunity in healthcare, education, and remote work hubs. And let's not forget the lifestyle. Myrtle Beach boasts 60 miles of sandy shoreline, over 90 golf courses, and an ever-expanding food scene that ranges from classic crab shacks to upscale seafood and southern fusion. Of course, it's not perfect. Traffic can get intense in peak season, and some areas are still catching up in terms of infrastructure. But many locals will tell you, the pros far outweigh the cons. Imagine finishing your workday, heading 5 minutes to the beach, and watching the sunset with your toes in the sand. That's Myrtle Beach life. Number 8. Spartanburg. Now, Spartanburg doesn't always make the national headlines, but locals know. This small city is quietly building something special. With around 40,000 residents in the city limits and over 200,000 across Spartanburg County, this isn't your typical sleepy southern town. It's a growing, dynamic community with a balance of history, culture, and opportunity that's hard to ignore. One thing people love about Spartanburg? It's affordable. Median home prices hover around $185,000 to $275,000, making it one of the most accessible housing markets in South Carolina right now. That's paired with a median household income close to $61,000 and a cost of living lower than both Greenville and Charlotte. And here's something else. Spartanburg is an economic powerhouse in disguise. BMW's US plant is just outside town, one of the largest auto manufacturing facilities in the country. Add in healthcare, logistics, and a steadily growing tech scene, and there's more job growth here than you might expect. But Spartanburg isn't all work. The lifestyle is what really hooks people. You've got a revitalized downtown with breweries, cafes, and public art everywhere. Outdoor spots like Croft State Park and the Mary Black Rail Trail, perfect for biking, hiking, or just a laid-back afternoon. And a tight-knit, friendly community that still has that authentic Southern feel. Sure, Spartanburg's not as polished as Charleston or as big as Columbia, but that's exactly the point. You get the amenities without the crowds. And as more investment pours into downtown, this city is only getting better year by year. Number 7. Beaufort. Located between Hilton Head and Charleston, Beaufort isn't trying to be flashy. It's a smaller city, just over 13,500 residents. But don't let the size fool you. Beaufort offers one of the most unique living experiences in all of South Carolina. What sets Beaufort apart? It starts with the setting. This is classic low country. Waterfront views almost everywhere you look. Streets lined with live oaks and Spanish moss. And one of the country's best preserved historic districts, dating back to the 1700s. Beaufort's slower pace is part of the appeal. It's ideal for people who want to step away from big city stress without giving up culture and community. You'll find art galleries, cozy cafes, and local boutiques. Plus, events like the Beaufort Water Festival bring the whole town together. Now let's talk numbers. Median home price? Around $495,000. That's up in recent years, but it reflects the demand for that waterfront living. Cost of living? A bit above average for South Carolina, but still more affordable than Charleston or Savannah. Job market? Driven by healthcare, education, tourism, and the military. The nearby Marine Corps Air Station and Paris Island both anchor the local economy. Number 6. Columbia. With a population of around 137,000 in the city and over 830,000 in the metro area, Columbia is easily one of South Carolina's most dynamic places to live. It's not just about politics. It's about balance, culture, careers, and community all in one. So, why does Columbia stand out? Let's break it down. First up, affordability. Despite being the capital, Columbia remains relatively budget-friendly compared to other mid-sized southern cities. Median home price? Around $267,000. Median household income? Just under $57,000. And whether you're buying or renting, there's a wide range of neighborhoods, from trendy downtown lofts to family-friendly suburbs like Forest Acres or Lexington. Now the job scene. Columbia's economy is anchored by government jobs, state agencies and offices, education, with the massive University of South Carolina campus right downtown, and healthcare, led by Prisma Health and Lexington Medical Center. Together, these sectors provide stability and growth, which is why Columbia keeps drawing in new residents. Of course, there's more to life than work. Columbia offers the Congaree Riverwalk for biking, walking, or kayaking. An up-and-coming arts and food scene, from coffee shops like Inda Coffee to innovative restaurants like Bourbon. And no shortage of events, whether it's Gamecocks football or the annual South Carolina State Fair. But here's the real strength of Columbia: balance. It's big enough to have what you need, but not so big it feels overwhelming. Traffic is manageable. Nature is always nearby. Congaree National Park is just a short drive away, and the cost of living? Consistently lower than similar-sized cities in the Southeast. Number 5. Rock Hill. Known as the gateway to South Carolina, Rock Hill has grown far beyond its textile town roots. Today, It's a vibrant city blending small-town comfort with big city convenience, and a major reason for that is its location. Just 25 miles south of Charlotte, North Carolina, Rock Hill sits perfectly positioned for commuters, families, and businesses looking for more space without losing access to a major metro area. Let's talk size. City population? Around 75,000 people. Metro area? Rock Hill is part of the broader Charlotte region with over 2.7 million residents nearby. That proximity fuels Rock Hill's growth. And it shows in everything from real estate to the local economy. Housing and cost of living. Median home price? Around $369,000. That's noticeably cheaper than living directly in Charlotte. Median household income? Approximately $64,000. And here's what really stands out. Rock Hill has become a sports and recreation hub. It's home to the Rock Hill Sports and Events Center, hosting national basketball and volleyball tournaments, BMX and cycling facilities that draw international competitions, plus easy access to the Catawba River for kayaking and fishing. Beyond sports, Rock Hill's downtown has seen a major revitalization. New breweries and restaurants are popping up. Art murals and public spaces like Fountain Park give it that walkable, community-driven feel. And cultural spots like Winthrop University add a youthful energy to the area. Number 4. Florence. Sliding into the number 4 spot on our list is Florence. A city that may not make national headlines, but for those in the know, it's a place where affordability, accessibility, and quiet growth quietly come together. Located in South Carolina's PD region, Florence sits at a crossroads. 70 miles west of Myrtle Beach, about 80 miles from Columbia, and right along Interstates 95 and 20. That makes it a key regional hub for healthcare, transportation, and manufacturing. Florence's population? Roughly 39,000 in the city limits, with about 140,000 in the metro area. Big enough to offer city services and amenities, small enough to feel personal. Now let's get into why Florence stands out. Housing and cost of living. Median home price? Around $283,000. One of the most affordable mid-sized cities in South Carolina. Median household income? Around $56,000. Florence offers serious value for families, young professionals, and retirees looking for a low cost of living without sacrificing convenience. Now, Florence isn't just affordable. It's also a healthcare and education hub. McLeod Health and MUSC Florence Medical Center anchor the local economy. Florence Darlington Technical College and Francis Marion University bring education and cultural life to the city. Number 3. Charleston. All right, now we're getting into the top 3, and here we have Charleston. And honestly, this one needs no introduction. But let's talk about what makes living here so much more than just visiting. Charleston is history, it's charm, it's food. But it's also a real city where more than 150,000 people live. And that's just the city limits. The metro area is closer to 850,000. And while Charleston often shows up in travel magazines for its beauty, it's also got real challenges. Housing prices is one of them. Median home prices here? Around $675,000. That's a big jump compared to most South Carolina cities. Charleston isn't cheap. But people still move here because, honestly, it's hard to match the mix of historic neighborhoods like south of Broad and the Battery, waterfront living along the Ashley and Cooper rivers, and that classic low-country vibe, marshes, mossy oaks, ocean breezes, and many other things. Now here's where Charleston gets interesting. It's not just a postcard town, it's growing. The tech sector is expanding. People call it Silicon Harbor. Healthcare, tourism, and shipping through the port all play big roles. And the culture? It's not just about pretty houses and shrimp and grits. You've got world-class restaurants, Husk, Fig, you name it. Big events like the Spoleto Festival USA. and neighborhoods that feel like a mix between New Orleans and Savannah, but with their own identity. That said, it's not perfect. Locals will tell you traffic has gotten worse. Flooding is an ongoing issue, and affordability can push out longtime residents. But for those who can make it work, Charleston offers a kind of lifestyle that's hard to replicate. Walkable streets, beaches are just minutes away, history on every block. Number 2. Greenville. We're getting close to the top now, and at number 2, it's a city that's been quietly making a name for itself for years, Greenville. Honestly, if you haven't seen Greenville lately, you might not recognize it. What was once a sleepy textile town has transformed into one of the Southeast's fastest-growing, most livable small cities. And it's not just hype. Greenville has this balance that's hard to find. A walkable, vibrant downtown that feels like a bigger city, with the friendliness and pace of a smaller town. You've got Falls Park on the Reedy, right in the middle of downtown. A legit waterfall framed by the sleek Liberty Bridge, surrounded by shops, restaurants, and public art. It's the kind of place where a Saturday might mean grabbing coffee, checking out a local festival, and then biking along the Swamp Rabbit Trail. Now, about the practical side. Population. Around 75,000 in the city, over 550,000 metro-wide. Median home price? Roughly $350,000 to $400,000. More affordable than Charleston, but climbing fast. And that growth? It's driven by serious job opportunities. Automotive and manufacturing. BMW has a major plant here. Tech startups and big healthcare providers. Plus, a lot of remote workers who moved here for the lifestyle. Schools are solid, the food scene keeps growing, and there's a focus on the arts. Think street murals, live music, and local theaters. Now, no city is perfect. Traffic around rush hour can get tight as the city grows. Housing prices aren't quite the hidden bargain they used to be. But Greenville's done something special. It stayed true to its southern roots while evolving into something modern and fresh. Number 1. Mount Pleasant. And here we are. Number 1 on our list of the best places to live in South Carolina, Mount Pleasant. Now, some of you probably saw this coming. Mount Pleasant isn't exactly a secret, but when you put everything together, quality of life, schools, scenery, it really does stand out above the rest. Located just across the bridge from downtown Charleston, Mount Pleasant offers a quieter, more residential vibe while still being close to all the action. But let's be clear. This is not a budget pick. Median home price? Over $1.1 million and climbing. Mount Pleasant is consistently one of the most expensive places in the state. And yet, people keep moving here. Why? Because it offers something rare. A suburban feel with coastal beauty and city access, all rolled into one. You've got neighborhoods like Old Village, with its historic homes and oak-shaded streets. And then there are newer, master-planned communities that feel like their own small towns, complete with parks, pools, and trails. Plus, Mount Pleasant is known for top-rated public schools, which is a huge draw for families. Now beyond just nice houses and good schools, there's the lifestyle. Shem Creek, restaurants right on the water, kayakers and paddleboarders floating by as you eat. Boone Hall Plantation and historic sites that tie back to the area's long history. And endless marsh views, boat docks, and breezy afternoons that make the higher price tag make a little more sense. Of course, growth here has its challenges. Traffic's gotten heavier in recent years. Development's been rapid, which has some locals worried about losing that small-town feel. But even with those trade-offs, Mount Pleasant holds on to its top spot because it offers such a complete package. Proximity to Charleston, top schools, beautiful neighborhoods, and that signature low-country lifestyle.